All right, Lorwyn is out. I don't think I'm gonna have the time to record Pioneer, but I had this deck on my account, and I figured why not just do a deck profile? Why not talk about it really quickly? This is a list. This was a mirror match of the finals of a challenge the other day. I don't know. I didn't look at the second place list, so I don't know how similar they are. But I've seen this list popping up a lot, and I think it's pretty interesting. And I guess let's first talk about the Pioneer metagame. There's sort of like two paths you can go down. You can play Badgermole Cub, sort of broken 2 mana thing. Does a really powerful thing, gets you super ahead. Disgusting on the play. Less resilient is removal, but really powerful card. Huge reward for it getting to be in a part of the game for multiple turns. And then you have Corey Steelcutter, which I think most people agree that is a more powerful card than Badgermole Cub, more resilient, better against removal, but extremely powerful. So with those things in mind, a lot of Llanowar Elves, a lot of low curve decks for Corey Steelcutter, prowess creatures, and a lot of Badgermole Cubs. So we have a deck that has four Culling Ritual in the 75, two in the main deck, two in the side deck. So that is a commitment. We have our own mana guys. We're fine with killing them. If you play against the prowess deck, sometimes they can just kill you on turn 4 anyway, so you need to get your Culling Ritual down by turn 3. So even if we're killing our own Cub or Llanowar Elf, I think that's fine. And then, of course, you get the mana back to use. So that's what we have here. We have a Golgari midrange deck. Already have a video on the channel if you want to see the way that I built this deck. Pretty similar, but no main deck Culling Rituals. But yeah, this deck has sort of been popping off. So it's got the highlights for me are Badgermole Cub, Thoughtseize, Unholy Annex. And I guess we'll say Ouroboroid. It's kind of replacement level in my opinion. It could just be Shieldred. I do think Ouroboroid is a stronger card. But yeah, to me, you get Annex, you get Badgermole Cub, you get Thoughtseize. So 3 really powerful cards. Supporting all that, we have Sentinel to enable our fatal pushes. Get map tokens, put them on the Ouroboroid, get the stacked counters bigger, or more quickly, excuse me. I guess both. Duress as extra discard to protect your curve. Make sure your Unholy Annex resolves against things like Control, makes a lot of sense. Decay and Tear Asunder are good against the Steelcutter decks, and just overall, nice mid-range removal. Maelstrom Pulse fits the same role. Go for the throat, extra removal. And then in the mana base, we've got the Mutavaults, of course. Mutavault, key card in making Unholy Annex is power level, just a completely different level than it is in the formats without Mutavault. Mutavault is a very big deal for why this card is so powerful in Pioneer. Other than that, we got 4 Llanowar Wastes. Not a great land, but it makes sense when you want to cast Llanowar Elf and Thoughtseize on turn 1. A couple pathways, and then a handful of extra dual lands. So yeah, I think if you've been playing, is it prowess? If you've been playing green white company, you want to change a pace. I think people always like rock decks. They always like green black. So yeah, I think this is a cool deck to highlight and to show off. Side deck, we have more Duresses. Abrupt Decay is another catch-all. Go Blink for Treasure Cruise and other graveyard strategies. Sometimes you'll see a Reanimator pop up in Pioneer. So could be good against that deck. And then the extra Culling Rituals to catch all those Corey Steelcutter, Storm Chaser Talent, Soulscar Mage type things. Liliana the Veil is an interesting sideboard card. I assume that's just for control. Necromentia can nab Lotus Field, any sort of combo deck. Virulent Plague catches the Steelcutters. And then finally, the spicy cards in the sideboard. The new tech that I've seen a lot of is Shadow's Verdict. And I assume that this is for green-white company. So you get to play it. You destroy your opponent's board, exile all their Enduring Innocence. One of the more powerful cards against you. I think part of why there's a Tear Asunder in the deck is it's a way to exile it. So yeah, I think this is pretty solid tech. Again, it's a bit awkward killing your own mana creatures, but I think it's going to be worth it because of how huge of an impact this can have against decks like Green White Company. And then finally, of course, who could ever have doubted that Carnage Tyrant would show up in Pioneer? I don't really know why this is in here. I guess it's for control. Is this good? Is this worth having? Should you do this? Are people gonna like board out their Supreme Verdicts against you? I don't think so. But I've seen this. It seems kind of stock. I've seen it in a few lists. I don't know if it's good. I kind of doubt it is. But we love a Carnage Tyrant. We love a big dumb idiot. And that is the perfect card to round out this deck list and end the video. So wanted to throw something really quick up for the Pioneer enjoyers, since I've been focusing so much on Standard and probably will continue to focus on Standard for a while. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to hit like and subscribe. If you want the list, it will be in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.